Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to be a total degen and create a margin cash flow machine with safety that you've never seen before. I'm using 3 portfolios to do this. Strap in, not strap on, wrong channel. Sit down and get ready. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, subscribe. And if you are and they didn't notify you, it's probably because the truth is nobody wants you to get rich. There are no spreadsheets here, no fictitious what ifs, none of that. Real money, real examples, let's go. I've had to use 3 portfolios. You can choose whatever you like. I'm going to give you multiple strategies here that are proven and work. The Oracle 3 portfolio cash fortress degenerate high yield system. Okay, now we are primarily focusing on funds that do not erode. That if you were thrown off your super yacht and landed on an island, you were marooned, okay, for 2 years. You came back, what you'd want to see is those dividends. No, not on drip. We don't drip on this channel. Those dividends all accumulated in the bottom and your net asset value. Totally separate from anything that they call total return, that nonsense. No, we start with the value of the ETF, the NAV. I don't believe my dividends are a reward, not a punishment. Step aside. This is the new paradigm. You're watching the wrong channels if they're telling you to combine the dividends that you're supposed to get or reinvest the dividends or reinvest part of the dividends, because what is the purpose? Then you're acting like a growth fund, and you should ignore these high yield funds altogether. But today I bring together who we calling for the job. Are we calling Yield Max? Are we calling Curve? No. One puts your money to bed, and the other one buries it 6 feet under. Covered call funds are the old paradigm. Why did we get into this, people? We liked individual stocks, right? What are our favorites? What are they? Palantir, maybe Hood. Maybe back in the day it was MicroStrategy or Nvidia. And then you wanted to get into these single stock funds because what you thought the party was, hey, they're converting my growth into dividends and paying me every week, every month. This is the greatest thing in the world. It would be like holding the stock, but what you didn't know was the mechanics of the covered call funds and why covered call funds suck, no matter who puts them out. In general, okay, let's just hit you with them. I'm talking about single stock ones, because the upside is capped and they take all the downside. So as the stock naturally gyrates in and out of your girl, up and down, right? The price fluctuates. You go down with it. But when it goes back up, you get a half a hard on. You can only go up a little bit. You lost some of the upside. It's called capped. And then they pay you a dividend. You go down a little bit. That's all right. It comes out of NAV. All of them do. But then they got to trade and recover that. But oops. Let's say Amazon. You had AMZ. It slips. Oh, the covered call fund drops all the way down. And even if you're still getting like an 80% yield, there's a big difference between an 80% yield on a $50 runner versus a $5 stunner. So degenerates gather around. This is what you've been waiting for. And I split it up into 3 portfolios. Why? I don't care if you're retired. I don't care if you're working. All we care about is give me money now, like J.D. Wentworth. Pay me now. I want my money now. But we got smarter than the degens. We said, oh, this NAV erosion is BS. What's this bullshit? You lost all your covered calls because they were too close to the money. And now we lost all the trades for a month. The covered calls got blown out. So now you got to pay us money you didn't make because people will leave. Bad marketing, right? That hurts. Well, now we learned Roundhill came out with a new innovation. I mean, this is like comparing riding a donkey to driving a Lambo. Let's rock. Oh, and they say the leverage hurts both ways. Look, when I got into this, I wanted to hold the stock. My first adventure was AMZ. Okay? Oh, we're going to get to the money. Relax. The 3 portfolios, they're coming. There's one, it's going to be for cash. There's one that I'm going to dissect right in front of you. Let's just jump into it. But I remember, I loved Amazon. How could anything go wrong? I put like $250,000 in at $22. The highest dividend was $1.17 or $1.07. And it never seen, Amazon had a bad earnings. And then it dropped. And AMZ dropped below $20 for the first time. It never came back up. The dividends are lower. And it's still going down and down, as ironically, Amazon kept going to an all-time high. Now, if we were in one of the Roundhill funds, okay, the Degen Index, that's what I call WPay. I've been waiting for the Degen Index, right? WPay. If you're in a Roundhill fund, yeah, it's got leverage. It goes up and down. But it don't get crippled. When it's time to go back up with the stock, it goes back up with the stock, so you're uncapped. And you're paid every week on the price action. And they pay you what they earn. That's why the first week we didn't get a marketing payment of $1 or whatever, you know? So this is the Degen's Index. But I talked 6 minutes already. Let me take you into the money. Portfolio 1, the banger. Oh, they hate that I talk bad about them. These douchebags, kiss asses, douche tubers, all of them. Listen, if somebody's got no money, like Johnny A, he's getting $2, he's getting paid every day, $2.50 here, $3. Get the fuck off YouTube. I had it with this. Let's rock now. You know, I made $30,000 in one day. And then I lost it in 5 minutes. You know what happened to me? You know, I got ambushed. Klarna, the bastards. I got them for the Powell speech. I made like 25 grand, right? And then I wanted to get them the next day because I know Klarna's garbage. So I shorted it. But this time not with 10,000 shares, with 20,000 shares. Oh, I got out of that right away. But I made that back right away. Everybody focus. We're here in paint. Why? Because you're on your phones. Congratulations, Bruce from Targeted Wealth. You finally heard me. Okay, is a margin. We're using margin intelligently. But you know what? I have 82% equity. Yet I'm margined with all they would let me margin. Why? I rewrote my portfolio. Oh, I stacked it. You want to see? Remember, we're dealing with 3 portfolios and you're going to understand why. So stay to the end. If you're watching ads, you're an idiot. You should pay for YouTube Premium. I can't make all the decisions in your life. You notice I never give a disclaimer because I don't have to. I got smart people listening. Obviously, I'm a jerk off on YouTube, right? I know some of you fear resetting your portfolio, selling everything, right? Well, I sold everything on Friday. And I bought everything back again. And look at this, WPay, I bought it back. It was up $5,000 that day. Okay? XDTE, I sold it. I bought it all back. I was up $566. So why not do a reset? I dodged the Powell speech and all of that, but I had to restack. How do you start the stack? You start it with your 30%er. We're going to go heavy into margin now. Everybody get the whiteboards, get ready. You start it with your 30% margin maintenance or less. This has to be the thing you love, the one you don't want to give up. So in this image, what am I showing you? I'm showing you that, hey, what if I sold everything and started again, but this time I stacked things in order of how much margin requirement they need? You know what happens at the outcome of that? You have more margin buying power than you ever did before, and even if you use it all by buying things that are 100% maintenance like WPay at the end, well, you wind up using less total margin, allowing you to get more, and yet you have incredible equity. By equity, look, I have $369,000 on margin on a $500,000 account, right? And my margin equity is 83%. Now, the screenshot you're looking at is, what happens if you ever sold anything and bought it all over again? Well, unless you have losses, this is what happens. Look what happened in the aftermarket. WPay blew up. Who knows if that'll still be like that. And XDT, another $2,000. But yeah, look, everything's in profit. Now let me break down to you the system, how it works. This is going to be a longer video because it's strategy. So let's go. Okay. Now, these are my position sizes. You're going to notice something. The first thing you're going to notice is my core position right here is worth $496,000. That's the first thing I buy. It's marginable, 30% standard margin. Come up here. This is the best lesson I could teach you. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Do you know what that means? Look, my entire account value, this is without margin. With margin, it's like 700,000 or 800,000. But without margin, that's my cash value. I buy exactly my cash value in XDTE. I never have to sell it. It's never vulnerable to a margin call. I own it. Boots on the ground. Damn, I sounded like that retard Todd. Did you ever hear him bang on the desk like a moron? I didn't mean to do that. My coffee, everything went flying. I'm pumped. This is lesson 1. Everybody, if we're in a live chat, please tell me you got this part. Okay, this is critical. Your foundation goes in first. You buy your whores later, your hookers, your prostitutes. Okay, the high yielders. This is a high yielder. XDTE. Why do I not like RDTE, QDTE, but only XDTE? Because they took a template that worked on the S&P 500 and they put it on XDTE and it blew out. It was great. And they just copied it to the NASDAQ and Russell and it didn't work as well. And that's why both of those, everything got knocked down, including XDTE, into the $30 range at tariffs. Well, they're still in the $30 range. XCT is at 44. That's why I wasn't afraid to buy it again. I'm in profit already. It's all about money. Pull up one of the calculator orgies. If you're enjoying this, you know, I never asked, but maybe that's why. Hit the likes. So this is my rock. This is owned virtually in cash, but I put it in first. So then I could margin like a degen with one button click wipe. You know, usually it pays 24 cents, but it paid 21 cents. Let's take this week. Let's take our average. That's $2,500 a week right there. It's like owning an apartment building. I own that in cash. Nobody can take it. It can never be liquidated, margin called, nothing. They could suck it. Okay? It's mine. Now, it's at 44. I know the drawdown, the worst I ever seen it go to is $39. So I had 11,000 shares. Okay? If it went from 44 to 39, that's $5. I would be down 50,000. But what do I know from my experience of watching it? That it comes back up. So this time I would hold. That's the rock. It's 13 minutes. Should I stop here? Talk to me in the live chat. Can I continue on? Because I got 2 more portfolios to show you the strategy. So this is the rock. Now, that you buy in first. Now, next thing you got to do is you got to drop some foof in there. Right? The foof comes before the kill shot at 100x. What's the foof? Okay. iGold, why not? Right? Throw a little bit of that. It's 30% margin. Not crazy. Look, a little token amount. Broker optics. You don't want to go, look, you might want to think XDT is great. I'm going to put all my money in XDT and then I'm going to margin another $400,000 worth. You get 22,000 shares. Oh, that crushes you. And at some point you'll have to sell your XDT and it gives you, the broker will not like that. They will get pissed. So you layer in something normal, like iGold. Pays once a month. This token thing goes up in NAV. Okay, I don't really care about it. Look, these 2 are my money makers. Right there. The degen play. All right, so now, you're going to love this, right? Another one. I needed another degen play because I wanted to buy more before I used up my cash. I wanted to use marginable money, but marginable with a jettison. Okay? Jettison is how you pay off margin in one shot. Nobody will tell you this. They try to use their dividends to pay off 6-figure margin. That don't work. All right, so we put in iGold as a smoke signal. Okay? WTPI, wisdom tree, boring growth. Right? But it's cheap. I threw 25 grand in there. Good optics. Okay? Meaningless to me. Pays once a month and a donut in Abbey Road. Okay, great. What's the real attack play here? Where's the money at? Where's the money at in this? It's these two in the middle. Look, this is where you're concentrated. Now, let's pull up another calculator. Everybody knows I love them. It's the cash machine, right? I tell you what I'm going to do. I don't care. This gold crap pays like 14 cents a month. I don't care about that. I ain't even going to look at it. Okay? This thing, Wisdom Tree, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Okay? Watch me now. Watch me, Nay. You're going to love it. Where's my calculator? So we're already making $2,500 on XDTE. I'm sorry. I like XPay too. I remember the chubby burger. You know, no CB? The income burger. I don't know his name. The condiment thief. Lives in the back of a trailer. He sucks off to Yield Maxes. Does interview with the Mike Cacao. The Bukaki. Isn't that the president of El Salvador? Man, we dropped loads all over his face when we experimented with the Bitcoin on him. Oh, the Bukaki. Anyway, listen. So that's your weekly pay from what? XDTE. Now, your big hitter here is the Degen Index. It's going to go up and down. This ain't no, I'm sorry, YMAX. YMAX. You know, if you get a bag of shit, right, and you gift wrap the bag of shit, the gift, it's still a bag of shit. Covered calls is shit like that. XDT's ODTE, it's different. All right? These are my payer whores. Now, 43.65. You know, they didn't do a marketing payment. They didn't do nothing. They didn't give $1. They didn't do nothing. You know what they did? They capital appreciated from $50 to $54 in 2 weeks. And they paid their first week at like, I don't know, 60 cents? I'm just going to figure 50 cents. Okay. Now, that's weekly from these two. That's all I care about. It's margin stacked to the tits. Now, you might say, Oracle, how you going to... Well, wait a minute. Now, what do we do with all these dividends? Right? Psychological dopamine. Oh, yeah, you're going to love it. See the 15 grand in T-bill? I didn't put that there. I don't like to reinvest. I hear dumb YouTubers, what am I going to buy? I got my dividends. What am I going to buy? 2 shares of this, 2 shares of that. Get your petty shit out of here. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to save that money in T-bill. You're just going to pay your minimal interest payment. Don't worry. They take it out. It's put aside. You can't spend it or nothing. They're watching you, the brokers. They know. So when these dividends come in, you know where they go? Okay, this is new. I told you it was Friday, and up until I was collecting dividends. This is the monthly dividend jackpot. They all go here. So this week, from this portfolio, I guess $5,000 more is going to get added to T-bill. All right? Hold up. T-bill is for monthly. That's yours, no matter what. Ding, ding, ding. Now, SGov. Well, at the end of the month, what are you going to do with T-bill? You do whatever you want. You buy hookers, whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know. Dwarf sex. I don't know. OnlyFans for dwarfs. Yield whores anonymous. I don't know. But at the end of the month, for me, I do a sweep. You ready for the sweep? We're going to sweep all of T-bill into here. SGov. Look at that. All of T-bill into SGov. This is mine too. Now remember, we're not counting the gold crap. Okay, we're not counting anything. Look at this. This is advanced hieroglyphics. You know? And all together, if we add these up, your margin's going to be like, I don't know. Depends where you are. I can't promise you what it's going to be. Right? But let's reduce this. Now look at this. This is real technical analysis. You ready for the ejaculation? You never have to pay off your margin. Never. Never, 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 ever, ever, times 4 months, 4 weeks in a month. times 4 weeks in a month. Now you got a high yield degenerate play here, right? It's kicking out 18K a month. Limitless is real. I've been on it for several years. You can't get it. I have the last kilo in the world. There's no side effects. Sometimes there's truth in every movie, like in The Simpsons. This is bonus content. When they told you about President Trump years before he became president. Well, look at this now. Now, I'm not Cambodian, and this ain't no Khmer fun, but both of these are known to appreciate and value, right? Now, you got the dopamine set up. What's going to happen in case of an event? You want to pay your margin down. For whatever reason, I don't know why, right? You decide you want to pay your margin. It's designed. Let's say a year from now, you know how much would be in SGov? You know how much would be in T-bill? A lot. And you were using, remember, XCT is yours. But margin time comes, right? How do you pay it off? One button. Okay? Sell all the WPay. Okay? The WPI, WTPI, the wisdom tree, you don't give a shit about that either. Sell all of it. Right? iGold, you don't give a shit about that. You wanted to pay your margin to zero, right? You've been collecting from all of those all this time. Guess what? Nobody on this planet can touch your XDTE. If that's why we started it that way. Oh, can you feel it? The elimination of the goddamn margin. And then everything in T-bill and SGov is yours. Oracle's on fire on this Sunday. I don't know if I should give you the rest of it. I don't know. I mean, this enough is for your little pea brain to understand. It's $20,000 a month. And you can pay off everything at any time and keep the change. Say what you want. Use your spreadsheets that don't work. Listen to the idiots that are sucking off to the fund managers for interviews. Listen to the jerk off saying how to retire on. And then take a really good look at who has the money and who doesn't. Who you're going to listen to. I should stop this video right here. I lost my mic long ago. Thank God I'm yelling at everybody. Sunday fire. All right, bonus time. It's Sunday. I promised you the Oracle 3 Portfolio Cash Fortress. First of all, please tell me in the comments that you got the first part. The first part is how I use T-bill and SGov as holding spots so I can see the rewards when I one-button nuke everything that wasn't mine if I ever decide to pay off my margin. Other than that, or troubled times, I can carry that margin forever. This is a radically different shift than what the rest of you have been doing, whereas you try to pay off a margin with dividends that leaves you exposed. Instead, I say you take the money like a king, and then when it's time, you structure your portfolio to get rid of everything that's causing you to have margin. And then you can redo it all over again or make whatever it is. I can't hold your hand through the whole thing. Come to your house and make cookies for you while you... No, I wouldn't want your wife to blow me. Actually, I've seen some of your wives. And that's why I prefer to rotate my women still. To this day, I always believe, I stay because there's more coming, that as we age, men, we tend to look like Sean Connery. Google him. The original James Bond 007. And unfortunately, women tend to also look like Sean Connery, the original 007, at 70 years old now. But it is what it is. Let's jump into the rest of it. Now, I got favorite stocks. That's why I got into these ghetto stocks. These covered call ETFs are like ghetto stocks. They're affordable. You can't afford $180 for Palantir. Maybe you could afford $80 for the ghetto version that pays you income. Now, what did we get into this for? We wanted to have growth too. Somebody somewhere along the way lied to us all and said, oh, if you want to have income, you got to lose some of your capital. As a matter of fact, they even got to give us some of it back. They lied. That's the old way of covered calls. I'll never buy standard covered calls like that again. Now that they've been innovated by Dave, the bearded one. He don't need to do interviews or anything. Let's go to where it matters now. You've seen Portfolio 1, how it works, right? Now I'll show you this dime piece, side piece. I have a little account here that has 1,188 shares of my favorite stock, Palantir, right? It's a cash account now. This is different. Nothing to nuke, nothing to margin. As if I was holding the stock, I would feel the same ups and downs. The leverage makes up for the payouts, okay? And you're not crippled on the way down. So here, I have 1,188. 1188. No, I don't have that much. 1188. There you go, right? Now this pays every week, and I'm holding the stock. Oh, this is another one that goes up, right? I'm holding the stock. So, pays every week. It varies all the time. You can't count on it. 69 cents, right? So, it's going to be $800 a week. I don't drip or reinvest. You know why? Let's say you're in something like Alti and you're reinvesting or dripping. And it's going down and down, and you're getting more and more shares, and they just keep going down. You're getting more and more shares, but they keep going down too. Well, at the end, you got really nothing to show for it except a lot of shares. With my technique is, I bought the amount of shares that I want. A little over 1,000. It makes me comfortable. I feel like I own Palantir stock. Okay, but I got the ghetto version, the cheap one, not the Yield Max one's covered call. I got the Roundhill one, PLTW with the W. Right? Now, if you look at it as no margin buying power, why? It's 100% non-marginable. So I put it in something by itself. Okay? And I used all the money. This week it's going to get paid. This is like having a small little rental unit. Airbnb for $58,000. Now, some weeks it might be $500, some it might be $800. Do I need to reinvest and put money back? I have no plan to. These things grow. When it stops growing, I might have to adjust it and pick another one. Who knows what it'll be at that time? But at least it's not a terrible covered call fund that only goes down over time and gives me excuses that it's the payouts. If you're trading, you should replenish what you paid out unless you're losing all your trades like in a covered call fund, which is right out of the money, and they're all run the same, not to mention any companies, but every fund, every ticker is just run the same way and into the ground. You know, I looked at covered call funds that I was in a year ago, and I said, Jesus Christ, if I stayed in that one, like that NVIDIA, when I was in at 29, or SMCY, when I was trading it at 27 to 33, you look at them now, they're $17. I mean, if you're dripping in there and you only got a few hundred shares, hey, you're a jerk off, you deserve it. But if you come in and you buy 3,000 shares and you're watching what's happening, and you're watching the dividends shrink down to nothing, where you thought the dividends would replenish you, you don't want nothing to do with covered call funds anymore. 28 minutes. God bless all of you that stay with me. I'm losing my voice. This is my art. So that's what this is right here. Because I believe in Palantir. It's an isolated situation. I got one more. I don't know. You want to add up all the... I don't even add up all the calculators. I'm not in this arms race of idiots. These dumbass YouTubers of how much I made every week. You know what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you make every week. Nobody gives a shit about how you did on your options trades this week. Nobody cares. Okay? All you dumb YouTubers, now you know. When you say, oh, I did this, nobody cares. They want to know how they can do it themselves. Okay? That's the Schwab account. This is the one other one. Here, a little, I call it the Airbnb. Now I got the Streetwalker account. You ready? You ready? Slap all you fucking YouTubers because you lie. You lie to people. You lie about the money you lose with the erosion. You fucking lie. All right? You interview these jerk-offs, these fund managers, and you don't ask hard questions because you want views. You think you're going to get rich. You're a fucking asshole. I'm sorry, I wasn't going to be this way on my channel anymore. I delete a lot of videos where I go in rage. But you know what? Nobody ever told me that when I thought I was buying AMZ, right, that I was going to... Look, I don't want to enrage. But the truth is, we get into these ghetto ETFs because we want to follow our favorite stock. But when it's mechanically or inherently designed that our NAV gets destroyed, and we have to keep getting payments anyway, even if they made no money, okay, to pay for marketing and keep people coming in, that pisses me the fuck off. Fuck all your covered call funds, all of you. And you know what? Curve too. I interviewed Howard 2 times, all right? They're fucking dead money. Shit, garbage, old world. I'm mad because I know. And none of you know until you burn your fucking selves, all right? You dummies. With Ulti. They put Ulti in there, they get 10,000 views, right? These dumb fucks that know nothing. There's a retard that I'm going to tell you about, okay? I forgot his name, but he looks like he's got Down syndrome. And I told him, I said, how can you talk about these funds when you don't even fucking own them? He's like, oh, well, AMZ looks like a good buy right now, and like $11. What? Shut the fuck up. These are synthetics. They don't go up. It's not like buying the stock. If you don't hold the stock and have money or skin in the game, you fucking big far-headed Down syndrome retard, shut the fuck up. You have no right even being on YouTube. Piss me the fuck off. Another one. Fuck you ass with broken glass. 1,500 shares of another one of my favorite stock. Hui. Okay? This is another cash account. See that $13? It has no buying power. You know why? Because it's non-marginable. Okay? I bought 1,500 shares here of Hui. And we got calculators everywhere. Sorry, I had to slap some retards. I think about them. All of them. From Alex 9 to 5 Freedom to Income Architect to the other one who'll never say a negative thing. RuPaul on dividends. They're singing fucking cross-dressing douchebag. Okay? Fucking makes me so mad. The fucking Income Architect, you fucking SpongeBob. Fuck. I don't care anymore. I fucking say what I know. I've been doing this for almost 2 fucking years now. All right? Bunch of cunts. So we got 1,500 shares here. Why don't you say how you really feel? If you're all leaving in the live chat, I'll know. But if you're cheering me on, I'll know you want to hear the truth, right? This bitch pays $1.06 every week. I don't know. That's what it paid this week. Hold on. It's going to pay $1,590 a week. How much margin? None. It's another single stock I believe in. Okay? It's not leveraged to the margin to the tits. It's leveraged a little bit. It's uncapped. It's the closest I could get to owning the stock cheaper. Okay? And get paid every week. Isn't that what we all wanted, right? Here's another fucking Airbnb for you. All right? So, I mean, if we add all these, I don't know. The key with all of this that these jerk-offs don't tell you, okay, is that you have to recover. I'm telling you, I'm going to recover from every one of these because they recover, okay? So let's add them all up. Let's jump into the Cambodian how much I make asshole arm race. Let's add the Airbnb, right? I think we counted the Streetwalker. Didn't we count this? 1,500 times $1.04. What? I don't know. This is what I guesstimated at, but that doesn't mean shit. Okay? Unless they recover. This could fall off the wagon, but I have no risk here. It's like holding the stock. As long as I believe in the stock, I let this run. This is not a covered call fund where you get fucking decimated. Fucking decimated. But you're blind to getting decimated if you keep reinvesting and buying more shit. But you know what? Come back to the Oracle containment protocol where you could see exactly. This is how I knew I got fucked in Ulti. Okay? So you learn here now. I had Ulti, I remember when they first said they fixed the prospectus, right? It was $10 a share, leveled out. I had 34,000 shares. Over $1 a month. And it started going down. If I stayed, I'd be dead. Fucking portfolio doom. And every covered call fund runs the same way. This is my opinions. There's your disclaimer. I taught you exactly how to do this. We lined up value for value, just to give you a recap. Okay? That's how you set it up when you build this thing. You drop in a little bit of something, a little bit of smoke here and there. Okay? But you got your main hoe bag right here. Okay? Then you got your streetwalker WPay. If all the shit hit the fan, okay? Remember, all of your monthly dividends go into T-bill. Right there, right? And then, at the end of the month, they all go into S-Gov. I just started that. There's nothing there now, okay? But shit hits the fan. You want to pay down your whole margin to zero. You keep your core. You keep all the dividends you made for however long you collected. And then you just dump the crap off with one button, okay? Dump this, one button, nuke. This is how you do it. I'm not going to say who the retard is. No, but he's got no viewers. He won't. But remember what these fucking YouTubers are about. They're about trying to get rich in ad revenue. You know what I say? Fuck that. Pissed me off. This is why I had to erase most of my videos. Look how I get. Why? Because they're all lying in your face. I'll show you a guy that's not lying to you. You want to stay for bonus super triple content? This guy.